Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. It all started with the idea that we were going to be able to create our own 94 rated icon center midfielder with 3 playstyle pluses like you see on this graphic right here. But through the last week of the most confusing evolution journey we have ever seen, EA ended it all off with the most important part of this Evo being 500,000 coins. It's not just the price that frustrates me, it's the whole concept of this, guys, and the way we feel after 500,000 coins is the last most important part. Kind of feels like EA played us a bit. I want to talk about that today, but there's a lot more happening in this game than just that evolution. We had 2 player SBCs yesterday, and guys, we still have a lot of leaked SBCs. We basically have enough for 1 SBC per day for the rest of this promo, and we still have some Evo leaks out there as well. That might impact the market. We're going to talk about that today. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Let's get into things, of course, by looking back at yesterday's brand new Team 2 Immortals content. Starting in objectives, where actually the most exciting content here is the weekly play completionist that's been out for weeks. Guys, the 90 plus times 5 packs are finally obtainable and ready to be opened. It seems like these packs go one of 2 ways. Either you get something great and you get very lucky like I fortunately did, or you get very unlucky and the pack is terrible. A lot of FUT birthday cards are in these packs, and there's a lot of 90 and 91 rated fodders that are pretty commonly seen in these, but tweet me if you get something sick, and best of luck for you guys that are opening these. Now, I will say, this is still a frustrating issue because of the compensation that EA has not given out for the mistake that they made in the first week, not counting for some people. There still is 1 week left on this, so even next Friday, if you're only at 4 of 5 after completing it today or yesterday, you'll be able to do this one more time and get it done and get that 5 of 5 completion and get the pack. So that's the most important thing in objectives, honestly, right now. This was also dropped in objectives. Luis Hernandez, guys, we thought he was going to be an SBC based off the leaks. He's in objectives. He actually fits the 2 Ares Mi Idolo evolution, taking him to 5-star skills and giving him a bit more of a boost. That looks like a pretty solid card. Even just this version looks pretty solid too, with the low driven and quick step plus other great playstyles and good rolls. Honestly, that's one of the better objective cards that we've had recently, and he's very easy to get done. You just have to complete 5 of the objectives here listed, and you get the card plus 1,000 SP. That was objective content yesterday. Let's go to SBCs, where we had the 2 SBCs that we kind of imagined were going to drop. We had Eusebio and we had Marco Reus. Now, Eusebio first. Big name icon, elite level card in this game at all times. He's always expensive and always sought after for the reason that he's always good. And the stats are not going to lie. This card is going to be very good. He's 4-star, 5-star with the 93 pace and dribble, 94 shooting. He's got the rapid first touch and power shot plus, which some people definitely do not like. His other playstyles are good though. He's got low driven base. They gave him Tiki Taka, which is nice. He still has the quick step and the technical. He even has relentless. It's still Eusebio. It is still one of the most elite icon strikers on this game just because that's who he is. Now, the price is the problem with this, and it's a price for me that I just can't get over to make me want to use Eusebio. Just like we talked about with Thierry Henry, if you want Thierry Henry, here's an SBC for you. If you want Eusebio, here's an SBC for you. 1.5 million coins though, when that's the same price as the Team of the Year. Well, the Team of the Year icon was 1.5 mil, then this SBC came out and the Team of the Year is better, so his card has now gone up in price, but honestly, for this Eusebio, it's a skip for me unless you just really want to use him. Sure, it is out for 60 days and it is craftable and it is 3 playstyle pluses, but I just think that is too much of a price for me to say, yeah, I want to use that card when I have so many other great strikers in my club, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have the same thing. But if you're Portuguese or if you just want to use Eusebio, he's had some insane cards in the past. I don't doubt it. If you want to do this, like, do it. I'm not telling you to not do this to stop you, but I'm just saying I think we all can agree that price is a little bit steep. Now, the other SBC, price isn't the issue. Marco Reus, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, finesse and incisive, exactly as leaked. I like they gave him center mid position as well on this card. I just love the playstyles here. I love the price. They gave him Trickster, they gave him Travella, they gave him low driven even, and he's got good rolls. He's got Playmaker plus plus, he's got that at Cam and CM, he's got False 9 plus plus, doesn't have advanced forward, but I think you're using this card most likely as a Cam, or personally for me, I'm going to use him as a Playmaker plus CM. This is just a complete vibes SBC. The price is good. The dynamic image is good. I have no problems with that at all. That is just straight up vibes. Now, with the 2 SBCs that we had released, particularly the Eusebio, right? We talked a lot about fodder, how it was probably going to go up with all of the icons that we had leaked and all the SBCs that are still looming large, and fodder so far has been holding up pretty well. It did drop a little bit after content yesterday, but take a look at Rodri. 91 rateds are now 40,000 coins. You had this little bit of a dip as people saw the Eusebio price sold, but now that's going back up. I think that has to do with the rest of the leaked SBCs that we still have. The Hullet SBC is still out, and I think people are just deciding, hey, I want to do something right now. And maybe people saved up packs for yesterday as well because Team 1 wasn't that great, so might as well save some packs for Team 2. And I think people are doing some SBCs because of that. So with more SBCs incoming, I do think fodder still has the potential to keep climbing up. Like we said, though, it's probably not going to be a crazy spike, just kind of a slow climb during the week. And I do want to speak about informs real quick because you see the cheapest 89 rated cards right now are informs at 12K. If you are invested in informs, that's fine. If you're not invested in informs yet, that's also fine, but you're going to have more opportunities to do so. Informs right now in the market are still 11.5 is their cheapest price. 11,000? Yeah, there's still 10,000 coins on bid. I would 100% be stocking up this weekend. This is going to be the best time to get on these informs because there's less demand for them on the weekends and there's more supply. So this is not necessarily the last call, but I'm going to try to mention that for most of these videos the next couple of days just because that is still a longer term fodder investment that I still need to get some coins into. That is a really good investment looking forward. Now, speaking of fodder, we had some upgrade packs yesterday, including the 85 triple that was re-released. I don't really have any problems with that one. I don't like that it's 2 different squads, but it's still okay. The 83 and the 83 with an inform for an 85 times 3, of course. You kind of have to or want to do these packs because it gives you your best chance at the new promo cards in Immortals Team 2. The Team of the Week highlights upgrade refreshed. I want to mention that because that's a really good upgrade for Team of the Weeks, really good value-wise. An 85 rated squad for 3 Team of the Weeks is great value. We also have the 82 combo upgrade, which I'm a big fan of this upgrade pack because all you have to do is put in your bronze commons to this. Just go, all here, concept players know, ignore position, and low to high. Build a squad of 8 common golds. I have so many of these in my club right now. These 82 plus combos are actually pretty good. You get 1 player 82 plus once again, and 1 is 77 plus. I packed multiple walkouts from those. It's just a great place to send all the commons in your club and try to get some higher rateds and go from there. So I'm a big fan of that. Now, the last SBC that we haven't mentioned yet is in relation to the Evo that we had yesterday as well. We had 2 evolutions that were dropped yesterday, but the most important one was the brand new, well, we knew it was coming, but it was still brand new. The 94 rated icon boost, last step for our becoming immortal icon cards. And I have a problem with this after how I felt seeing this dropped into the game. Firstly, let's take a look at the Evo. 500,000 coins. Man, that is literally the most expensive it could have possibly been. Now, it's a 3 playstyle plus Evo, so I guess I understand because all the other 3 playstyle plus Evos have been 500K, but I also don't understand because all the work that we put in to get these cards up to this rating at 92 rated before going into this, I guess doesn't account for too much because all of that was free and a couple of games. This is still only a couple of games to play, but you have to spend 500K or $10 to get this done, and it doesn't give some of the stat boost that we really wanted. We wanted the agility, the balance, the reactions, the composure, the stamina boost, because a lot of us are evoing lower rated cards that don't have very good stats in those areas, but instead it's just a simple +1 in those different stats, which they're not capped, which is nice, but just a simple +1. I don't know. I don't think we're super excited about that for what it could have been. It does give the playstyles and the playstyle pluses that it said that it would. It also gives 5-star, 5-star, which is a little bit unique, and we didn't know that that was going to be happening, but after seeing that, it's the price. That's the problem, right? But what really kind of makes me feel like we were baited, a lot of us, with this whole Evo experience with the Become Immortal journey is what I felt yesterday when I saw this Evo at 500,000 coins. I knew that I kind of had to do it because, sure, it looks good. Like the card at the end is pretty sick. But it was just a different feeling than normal with evolutions because all of that work, all that confusion, everything, all the mental stuff you put into figuring out this Evo, all the time you put in as well during the week, it was kind of like, there's no way I'm not doing this evolution, you know? So that's where I think EA kind of baited us in a way, because we all knew that the end goal was that 94 rated icon. And I think it's maybe just all the work that we put in throughout the week that kind of makes us feel that way, or at least makes me feel this way. I just don't like the precedent that this sets, getting us all wrapped up in the journey. And then at the end, like, you know, everything's free, right? Good upgrades, get a good card for a 92 rated. But at the end, if you want to get to that most exclusive 94 rated third play style plus, 500,000 coins or $10 you got to shell out to get this Evo done. I know this has happened with other Evos in the past, but this one just feels different because the grind and the confusion with this was just so much. And we got to personalize it ourselves with the playstyles we wanted. And then by the end, to get it to the card you really want it to be, it's that much. I think EA probably made a lot more money than we realized yesterday off of this. But I will say, I'm very glad that they gave us the SBC option. That is what kind of saves this, because I would have been in a tough situation yesterday, because there's no way I'm putting on FC points. There's no way. That's not even an option for us. 500,000 coins feels like it's not worth it for most of the cards that are coming out of this. But this SBC for the Immortality Evo, it's the same exact evolution. You just do the SBC and claim it instead of having to actually pay 500k. The SBC is 475,000 coins, so it's almost the same price. But you guys know what this means. It's an SBC, so you can get it done for free 99. Yesterday, I opened some of my saved up packs. I got all the 389 rated squads done. The club was pretty bare, but we finished up the 86 and the 87, and we got it done for free. Didn't spend any coins, right? So that's the way that you can craft this, and that's the sensible and the best way to do it 100%. It's not like this evolution is, you know, in a hurry to be completed. Some people haven't even started this whole thing, and after they've seen today, I'm sure some of you guys watching this video are like, Nate, I was waiting to see how this would play out in the end, and now seeing it's 500,000 coins, and that's the upgrade that you can get. I really don't want to do this Evo, and I completely understand if that's you, because the 500k price tag or even that SBC to grind at the end doesn't necessarily seem all that worth it for all the work that it takes to get that card. How long is that card going to be in your team with some of the ways that the upgrades lacked? Now, there are some crazy combos, of course. The Conte, a lot of people have been doing. The Oxalate Chamberlain, you know, you can take his base non-rare gold card and actually right now chain him up to this version, that's an insane card. You start with the 2 Ares Me Idolo, you go into the new Hawk evolution, then you go into Idolo again, and then you go into Become Immortal, which is pretty bananas that you can get this card to that. Some pretty random playstyles, but just statistically, that's a nuts card. But like, yeah, I just don't like the whole concept. I don't like the precedent. I didn't like how it made me feel yesterday when I saw I'd done all this work for Ericsson, all of the thought work to figure out this Evo, and then it's 500,000 coins. Man, it just feels like a little bit of a bait and switch, or kind of feels like we got played in a way. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, because I feel like as well after yesterday, a lot of people might be skipping this evolution because of how expensive that was yesterday. But the SBC is at least nice, and I think that's worth crafting over the next couple of days. Now, also, we did have a Hawk Evo dropped yesterday, and that was one that we saw that was leaked. We talked about it in yesterday's video, and just like the Gladiator, this is a great Evo. It's not getting a lot of hype. I don't think it deserves a lot of hype, but this is a great Evo for chains, because once again, just like Gladiator, all it gives is a +1 overall. In that Oxlade Chamberlain chain that we just looked at, that was a good one for him because it gave him, of course, the pace, physical, and shooting boost. And same thing with this one, you know, on regular cards here that you're not planning to just put into, you know, the Become Immortal evolution. Like, this is nice. This is a really good Evo. I'm trying to take a look at some cards that I want to put this onto. The stat caps are the only thing that's a little bit unfortunate. Max 89 pace, 90 shooting, and 87 physical, but it does give aerial and Trivella. So again, this is more suited for lower rated cards. They can get it only +1 overall boost and get a couple of stat boosts there. So nice little Evo that we got there as well. Now let's move on to the funner stuff, maybe funner. Great words here from me. Team 2 of the Immortals team here. I think this team is better than Team 1. We've talked about it, and now after seeing these cards on the market, seeing the pack weight, which seems to be about the same, but once again, the middle tier of this team seems better. Buffon, 450,000 coins. Guys, actually, I noticed this just minutes ago. Buffon's card that was leaked was actually not as good as this version. The Buffon that was leaked only had 55 speed. This card got a huge speed boost. He got a big diving kicking reflexes boost, but he also got a massive speed boost from plus 16 from his base icon card up to 67. That is more than Van der Sar. This card deserves some respect. I actually picked a few of him up here as he's gone up in price into this morning on Saturday, because I think people may just want to try out Buffon with that huge boost that he got on his card there. The rest of this team, I packed a Billy yesterday. She's a great card. This is a really, really good card for the price. Only 190,000 coins for a 3 playstyle plus with those playstyle pluses. I did not end up doing her Team of the Year SBC, but yeah, sure, this is a pretty sizable upgrade over that card. Plus 4 pace, only 2 pass, 2 physical, and plus 1s everywhere else, but you get the intercept playstyle on top of that. She was mad fun to use. But then even some of the other cards in here, not necessarily Kelly Smith is a mid-tier card, but you take a look at the Little Bros, that Mateus Little Bro card, the Zambrata. One of the craziest things right now with this Zambrata is you can create a 90 overall, a 9 goal in gang, 90 in every single stat evolution with this Zambrata, because he fits into a couple little chains here. I think if you put him into Hawk and then enter stage left, okay, it's not that, oh, it's this combination right here, Hawk and then Test of Time. He's 90 in every single stat category there. So I think this promo team is good. Del Piero is a nice cheap card as well to try with Finesse First Touch and Pinged. You could combine him and Zola in a team, and that'd be really cracked. I think it's a nice team, not the most insane team, but it is a nice one. And the Little Bros like the Rooney, like the Mateus, like the Zambrata already has Evos that work with him. There's some Evo potential in the future as well. Now, with the content yesterday, the market was actually pretty quiet. These cards started pretty expensive. They had some fluctuations, like Buffon was 500k right away. He went up to 600,000 coins and it kind of came back down. And a lot of these cards have dropped off in value. Like Rooney was 1.1 to 1.2, and I just bought one for 738,000 coins like, an hour ago. He's coming back up hopefully to like 900k. These cards will probably rise up a little bit in the morning today because they are kind of rare, just like Team 1 did last week, but then I'd expect them to drop down in value. Last week, remember, Team 1 did not drop down a ton in value on Saturday. Maybe Team 2 will. We'll have to see. But one thing's for sure, Team 1 went up a lot out of packs because the rarity of these cards, the uniqueness of them, and just the fact that Team 2 and the content wasn't that crazy. Blanc was 650k yesterday. He's 840,000 coins, a huge rise there. Zanetti was 300. He's 380. This Zambrata was 500. He's almost up 100,000 coins. Some of these price rises on these cards specifically are crazy. Now, left back Gareth Bale, I think, was overinvested, and we have a Maldini SBC leak that looks great for left back position. That's probably hurting his card, but a lot of Team 1 really went up like crazy yesterday. And if you take a look around the rest of the market, most prices are still up. Most prices, not everything, but a lot of cards are still up in value, as I just think a lot of people saw the promo team yesterday and the content, and they're like, yeah, you know what? It's not super crazy. I'm just going to go out and buy players, maybe from older promos that I wanted to use, or buy back my team instead of trying out some of the newer cards, even though it does seem like a good amount of people are trying out the newer cards as well. So the market today, I say all that to say this, the market today should be a pretty good place to trade. I didn't buy a whole lot of cards yesterday. I bought one Sol Campbell, and I did just flip a couple of Abilis and a couple of Carlitos Vela. I mentioned this, or forgot to mention this, with the objective. Look for MLS Mexican cards like Carlos Vela and a couple of others. Check your club. Those were selling for like 1,000 coins, maybe even a little bit more than that at some point earlier. But yeah, it should be a good day to trade today if you want to get active on the market at all. Now, that's enough discussion about what happened. Let's talk about what's going to happen, because we have 2 SBCs that were dropped yesterday, but we still have 6 more SBCs yet to come. Now, the biggest thing I'm going to point out with this is the Maldini card. For me, this Maldini looks the best out of all the other leaked SBCs to come. This is the official stats here for Zico. He's going to have Pinged and Technical, and that card looks worse than his 93 rated Thunderstruck that's been in this game since December. That's a bit unfortunate for Zico. Sawa's card looks very good too if you're interested in her item there. Long ball. She's got Tiki Taka and Press Proven with 95 pass, 94 dribble. That's going to be a really nuts card too. She's still on the horizon. The Baresi card, who looks pretty solid and hopefully pretty cheap. Of course, we got the Royce. We still have Marcus Alonso. And evidently Mascherano is going to come as an SBC as well. But that Maldini card, can we just get a close zoom in on this Maldini from this leak here? This evidently should have center back alternate position. This is kind of like baby Maldini from the old days when they did the baby, mid, and the prime icons. The baby Maldini always was left back position with center back alt position. And that's a card right there. That actually, for me, I think would replace Capdevila or Teo Hernandez at left back with the quick step, the intercept, as long as he's got a couple more defending play styles and a couple passing play styles, and of course a relentless, right? This would be a great card to use. Can you imagine a quick step plus center back? I think Maldini had a quick step plus center back card last year as well at some point on FC24. So if this card can play center back and could be pacey enough, which 93 pace it would be, to play left back, if it's got good rolls, that's the key. Fullback plus plus and or defender plus plus would be the key there. This could be the really good SBC, and personally, that's the one that excites me the most out of they're looking at all these leaked SBCs. Like, Baresi looks fun, you know, Alonso looks fun, Sawa looks good, but I think that Maldini for me is the most interesting. All I'll say is this, probably just going to get one player SBC today. I know we had 2 yesterday, but you guys know how it works on the weekends. I bet we get one player SBC today on Saturday, and maybe one evolution to go alongside of that. Now remember, the only Evo I think that is still outstanding in terms of a leak right now is that center back evolution. One of the reasons that we bought some of those cards like Rio and Thuram over the last couple of days when this evolution was first leaked, keep an eye on those cards once again today. I actually just picked up a couple more of those players. Not really a whole lot of investing here for me, but that's just something to kind of watch out for, because this evolution is still out there and it very well could be dropping today. If you know, that's just something to kind of watch out for, whether it gets dropped today or the leaks start happening about this evolution potentially happening again. More people talking about it. Some of those center back cards that moved before, which were 89 to 90 rated, because there are 90 rated that do fit this. This Bremer card evidently does fit. I think it's a defense or a physical stat limit on those cards as a requirement there to not go above or too far above 90. Just watch out for some of those center backs that moved a lot earlier in the week. Rudiger was another one, right? He's 118,000 coins here. Whoa, 109K? Hold on a second. I will pick that up because that's really cheap for him. He was like 130, I think, or 140, and maybe even more than that when the leaks for that were going on. So yeah, just keep an eye on cards like this. I searched 200 instead of 100. That's something to watch out for today, is potentially with the Evo news. Yeah, we're going to pick those two up here at 109 because hopefully that's going to end up being 130 to 140. Okay, we just got one of them. Hopefully that's going to be more expensive today. Whether the Evo is today or not, that leak is still out there, and that means those cards could move. I'm not really expecting too much else for a promo Saturday today. Saturdays are usually pretty quiet and pretty chill. I do have some investments for the new team of cards. I picked up some Buffons in the low 430s. I didn't get him at the absolute lowest price, but I think he's actually going to be really hyped. I picked up some abilities, and I did mention that I bought the Rooney. So I'm going to be trading a little bit. Hopefully those cards can move up today, and hopefully we'll be able to make some profits. Best of luck with your Foot Champs games if you're playing today. If you're grinding through the Become Immortal SBC and or the games for the Evo itself. Again, let me know in the comments what you're feeling about this whole Foot Immortals evolution Become Immortal, because we knew it was confusing the whole way. It was still fun to do, and I enjoyed the process of it, but by the end, all the frustration added up, and it just kind of felt like that we got played kind of in a way with it being 500,000 coins at the very end. Kind of felt like an EA money grab move, if I'm being completely honest. But that's just how I feel. Let me know how you guys are feeling down in the comments. As always, tweet me your good pulls. If you packed anything crazy yesterday, I'd love to see that. My Twitter link is in the description, and especially the 90x5s. Best of luck this weekend. Appreciate you guys watching the videos. Thanks for all the support as always. I will see you in a video tomorrow, and have a great weekend. It's been Nate, TheFutAccountant. Catch you guys later. Peace out.